Hey, family, I was just thinking, over these last few weeks of what it feels like, what it looks like in your home to not be going outside as much, not exercising, not the normal activities. There's a lot more isolation, and sometimes it's just your family inside the house, which is, it's fine when you're looking for family time, but when you're doing it every day, I wonder what it was like during Noah's time. Um, we've only been at this for a few short weeks. Noah did it for quite a long time, and I was trying to imagine what that would have seemed like. It says in Genesis chapter 7 that Noah did everything that the Lord commanded. In 7 verse 6, he says Noah was 600 years old when the floodwaters came on the earth. Now, I don't know, some of you feel like you're older than you should be. You feel like it because I've got vulnerable conditions, I'm inside. Noah was 600 years old. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood. And they brought in clean animals, unclean animals, male, female. They all were told to enter the ark. In the 600th year of Noah's life, on the 7th day of the second month, on that day, all the springs of the great deep burst forth, and the floodgates of the heaven opened, and rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights straight. And on that very day, Noah and his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, together with the wives and the wives of his wife, the wives of the three sons, they entered the ark. They had with them every kind of wild animal, according to its kind, all livestock according to their kinds, every creature that moves along the earth, what came into the ark. Verse 17 says, for 40 days the flood kept coming on the earth. As the waters increased, they lifted the ark above the earth. The waters rose, increased greatly on the earth. The ark floated on the surface of the water, rose greatly on the earth, and all the high mountains and the entire heavens were covered. The waters rose, covered the mountains to a depth of more than 20 feet. The very tallest mountain was covered by 20 feet of water. Everything was overwhelmed with this water. Going into chapter 8, but God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and all the livestock that were with him. He sent a wind over the earth. The waters began to recede. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heaven had been closed. The rain had stopped. The water started to recede steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the water had gone down. And on the 17th day of the 7th month, the ark came to rest on a mountain, Mount Ararat. And the story goes that after 40 days, Noah opened the window he made in the ark and sent out a raven. It kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove could find no place to set its feet because there was water over everything still. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days. You understand? 7 more days. 7 more days. You see a little pattern here of waiting, right? He waited 7 more days, sent the dove out again. And by this time, the dove didn't return to him. By the first day of the first month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up. Noah then removed the covering from the ark by the 27th day of the second month. Now we're talking about over a year in the ark. You think you may have it bad. This has been such a short time. Can you imagine only your family, no phone, no internet, and a bunch of wild animals for a whole year? By the 27th day of the second month, the earth was completely dry. A little over a year later, they come out of the ark, and they are spared. So I was wondering what some of that might have looked like. And it's interesting that I have a copy of Noah's actual blog that he wrote while on the ark. Even better than that, we actually have Noah here. So excuse me, I'll let him come up and speak. Yeah. That'll just do me a little spear fishing, and didn't get a thing. You think an ocean full of fish, you'd get something, don't you? Anyway, so that ugly old gentleman wanted me to share a little bit out of my blog with you, and certainly don't mind doing that. Let's see. Oh my goodness, my three boys are just. Yeah, we'll hit land a little bit. All right. Okay. Look. So let's see. Day one. Rain. Day 2. Rain. Day 3. Rain. You probably guessed day 4. Day 4, rain. Day 5, rain. Day 6. Crying out loud. 600 years old. I can't see like. Day 6. So I was loading up the last of the animals last week, and when I walked past my neighbor Roger, the Molech worshiper, he looks up, he says, "Hey, looks like rain." Genius. True story. Day 7. Now I'm wondering if I was wrong to have borrowed Roger's hedge clippers. Day 15. It's been the same every day for the last 2 weeks. Then last night, our mama elephant gave birth. I'm going to post some pictures here pretty soon. I got one right here. I don't know if you can see that. Baby elephant, just I'm a little proud of the baby elephant we just had. Yeah. He's a little guy. Going to have to name him something. I don't know what we're going to name him. I don't know if anybody's got an idea. You can go ahead and post that for me, all right? And day 18, note to self. Next time I'm on a long cruise and I want to play badminton, I only have one birdie. Play below deck. I'm so stupid. Day 20. I hesitate to write this down, but here it goes. I was working late last night when I felt something bite the back of my neck. Without thinking, I slapped it. Long story short, the new world might have to do without the zing fly. Day 25. New Year's Day. Few resolutions. Lose weight. Let's face it, I'm not 300 years anymore. Work out more. Read the entire Bible. There's only 4 chapters. You'd think I would have read it by now. Anyway. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. Once a week, date night with the missus. Day 27. Not to diss my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, but I've been hanging out with the animals a lot. I mean, I think I would have named some of them a little differently. For instance, Adam, rabbit. I'd have named it Hoppity Hippity Hop. Adam, dog. Rurf. That's a much better name. Now, bat. Bat is a stupid name. I'd have named it Nasty. Those things are nasty. Duck. Waddle, waddle, flip, flap. Yeah, I think that's a great name. Day 31. What do you want? Serious. I don't know why I brought Larry, Moe, and Curly with me. I mean, these guys are they're driving me crazy. Are you serious? Are you totally serious? I can't believe, what? Curly, how are we going to have to populate the rabbits now, huh? You wanted to have it for lunch? Well, you brought an extra one just for a snack. Good thinking. Genius. I don't know why I didn't have girls. Day 31. You guys read this blog. You know I love my wife, right? But I swear, sometimes she can just get on my nerves. I mean, the roof's leaking, Noah. Noah, the sheep are soaking wet because the roof's leaking, Noah. You know what? Sometimes Noah just needs a little Noah time. Right? Day 35. Here's an item for you. Learn something new every day. Hippo procreating is very, very noisy. Haven't slept in 5 days. P.S. I counted every knot in the cypress wood of the ship, 12,946. Day 39. Somehow, Han keeps winning at Uno. I don't know if that boy of mine has a secret stash of draw fours. I don't know what's going on. Correction. Earlier, I wrote, the wood has 12,946 knots. However, I forgot to include the top of the top deck. I included that. I recounted the entire thing 3 more times just to make sure. And we have 14,598 knots. Day 45. Okay. So when God said that He would make it rain for 40 days and 40 nights, I assumed that we would be done after that. Apparently, I was wrong. Day 87. I was very, very wrong. Day 110. The wife says I'm getting paranoid, but I believe the primates are conspiring to mutiny. I can't talk more. I'll write later. Well, day 150. We've landed on some type of mountain. I'll write some more later. Day 190. I sent out a dove. It came back. Day 197. This time the dove came back with an olive branch. Now, I'm going to go ask the wife now to see if she has any recipes for dove and olives. Day 204. Sent the dove out again today to bring back some olives for dinner, but it didn't come back. So the good news is we may be off this boat onto dry land and very soon. And bad news, Mrs. Noah's Greek dove souffle is a no-go. Day 231. So now we've landed on land. It's a pretty good celebration there. Big thanks to everybody who's written in, by the way. BTW, for those who have been following the blog. My new email address is noah@mountararat.com. noah@mountararat.com. I'll still post from time to time and just try to keep you guys up to date and to answer so many of your questions that you have been responding to me. And no, I do not have a Facebook page yet, but I will soon learn how to do that once my sons teach me how to get onto Facebook. Telling you what, I'm getting a little tired of drinking all this stuff that's made out of hay or whatever this is. Because no, right now could use a little sweet tea around here, woman. Anyway, here's something my grandson wrote. My dad, Cush, age 7. My dad, his first name is Ham, and he was on a big boat one time, and they floated around for more than a year, and it's a long time, you know. And they said they got off the boat and the ground was really squishy, and I thought, well, that's pretty yucky. And we still have the boat, and we get to play in it sometimes, and it's lots of fun. Anyway, some of you have been writing since we've been off the ark about asking for blueprints. Well, I got to tell you, I didn't have any blueprints. I just talked to God. So honestly, if you read this story and you know everything about building an ark that I do, the exact same amount of information. I knew nothing. You have the same information. So I will say this. Don't skip on that pitch stuff that you put on. Just do not skimp on that stuff. So seriously, thanks for everybody who's been sending me pics and their own arks. I appreciate that very much. And keep them coming. Noah out.